Hello everyone! My name is Cami and welcome to my channel, Cami's Corner. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back on my channel. We do mainly Bath & Body Works and a fragrance content with a sprinkle of lifestyle content, but in today's video, we have my summer semi-annual sale tips and tricks video. Yay! I am so excited for summer semi-annual sale. Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale is one of my favorite times of the year. I love shopping. I love giving you guys hauls. I love giving you guys tips and tricks. And it's just such a great time to catch some deals. I even have my own little Billy. I crocheted a little rubber ducky. And I was like, oh my God, you know what? I'm just going to stick this in my background for my semi-annual sale videos because, you know, Billy the Duck. So in today's video, I am going to share with you guys my tips and tricks, but before we get into my tips and tricks, I am going to go over some general semi-annual sale information, just in case this is your first time shopping the Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale. So the Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale is a sale that happens semi-annually. There is one that starts the day after Christmas, and then there is one that starts usually sometime in June. In the past, it had been like June 1st or like the first week in June, but this year it is supposed to start June 16th in store, which is quite late for the Bath & Body Works summer semi-annual sale. The Christmas and winter one usually starts, not usually, it always starts the day after Christmas on December 26th, but this year they are starting it on June 16th. But Life Inside the Page had said there is supposed to be, which this is subject to change, but there is supposed to be a early access for members on the 15th, starting at like 6 p.m. online only, that kind of vibe. I'm not sure 100% what that's going to entail, but I will leave Tessa's blog from Life Inside the Page down in the description below. Make sure you check out her blog, and she updates it all the time with awesome semi-annual sale information, and that's where I get a lot of my information from. So shout out to you, Tess, and I won't be including like any pictures or anything from her blog because I want you to go over there and check out her blog if you want to see some visuals. But yes, this is a sale that happens at Bath & Body Works twice a year, and it usually lasts like 3 to 4 weeks. In the past, we have gotten coupons, and the coupons were a good indicator of when the sale was supposed to end. Like, for example, this is last summer semi-annual sale, and it's a June 1st to June 23rd, or while supplies last. And I have heard, and I don't know if this is 100% true, but I'm assuming it's true, that Bath & Body Works is no longer sending out paper coupons. So we'll just have to see if coupons will just like appear in our apps at some point. If I ever get coupons for some annual sale, I will post them on my Instagram. So follow my Instagram down in the description below. It is Key to Fragrance. It is down in the description below. Also follow me on TikTok. It's Camis.corner. That's down in the description as well. Hey friends, I just wanted to say throughout this video, I'm going to pop up like random pictures and random videos from past semi-annual sales so you can kind of get the vibe for what the Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale is like. These are past pictures and not current pictures, so I just wanted to make that clear, but I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. But I don't know about coupons, so I can't really be like, oh, this sale is supposed to last through blah, 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 because I really don't know. But usually it's like a 3 to 4 week sale. And then after the semi-annual sale, and sometimes they'll leave like a table in the back and just call it the summer sale. And the next thing you should know, the entire store is not going to be on sale. I know a lot of common misconceptions like I've seen on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook of people that aren't really in the Bath & Body Works community. They just assume that the whole store is going to be on sale. No, it is not the entire store, and it is just select items. This is just a way of Bath & Body Works like clearancing out past collections, but they do also bring in new collections for the semi-annual sale. But that is like one thing I wanted to just make known, that it is not the entire store that is going to be on sale. Okay, next we're going to talk about like some price points. So this is just some more general information before I get into my specific tips and tricks. And then I also have some tips and tricks that were left by you guys in the comments of some of my videos that I want to go over as well. But there are usually a 50% off table, a 75% off table, and then a set price table. I think I saw $3.99, which was interesting because usually the set price tables are like $3.95, but we'll see. The 50% off, 75% off, and a set number kind of table. And then sometimes they do like $10.95 3-wick candles. But those are like the main deals you are going to be seeing in store. 50% off table, 75% off, a set price table, and then some kind of sale on the 3-wick candles. And they finally brought back the bins, so you'll have to dig around in all the bins, and I would have been putting pictures up on the screen so you guys can kind of get a little visual of what the Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale has to offer. But I think that's like all the general information, is that this is just a way for Bath & Body Works to get rid of older collections, but also is a good way for us to stock up and get some really good deals. So I did print out my summer semi-annual sale tips and tricks. So this is going to be in like no particular order, but I will talk on all of these. I have about maybe 15 tips. So my first tip is make a budget or a plan. So semi-annual sale, the prices are so cheap and you might want to fill up your bag every time you go in. And then by the end of semi-annual sale, you're like, oops, I spent $700 and I probably shouldn't have done that. So one of my main tips is go in with a budget. Be like, okay, the sale lasts 4 weeks long, 5 weeks, whatever, 3 to 5 weeks, somewhere in that range. I don't know for sure, but it's usually between 3 and 5 weeks. And be like, okay, I have $100 that I can spend each week. That is a great way to make a budget so you don't overspend. And then the other part of this tip is make a plan. Because it is a good deal, you might be like, oh my gosh, these hand soaps are $1.95. And then you realize you don't have any more space for hand soaps. So if you have a plan and you go in and you're like, okay, I cannot buy any hand soaps, then you most likely won't buy hand soaps. And then also take like an inventory of your collection. Like if you're like, oh my gosh, I love the Ariel fragrance and I'm missing the shower gel, then you write that down and be like, Ariel shower gel. So you can make sure that you are getting that. And you can also make like a no-buy list and be like, oh my gosh, I cannot have another body cream in my collection. Also, this is kind of just like a random tangent, but body creams do go faster than body lotion. So if you're not planning on using them up within like a year, I would definitely recommend to pick up a body lotion over a body cream. But make a budget, make a plan, and just make a plan of what things you are planning on buying. If you're buying for gifts, any of that thing, just make sure you go in with a budget, because if you don't go in with a budget, you might end up spending way more because the prices are just really, really good. So I recommend making a weekly budget. Personally, I don't really have a budget. I don't do much hobbying outside of Bath & Body Works and now yarn. So like my fun money spending is just Bath & Body Works and a fragrance. So I personally don't have a budget, but I did already buy some discounted gift cards. I have, I think, like $210 worth of Bath & Body Works gift cards already that I had pre-purchased, or I got through the app Fetch, where you take a picture of your receipt and you scan to earn points. That app and my link will be down in the description below if you're interested in that. I got about $60 of free gift cards just from scanning my coupons. And then I got an Amazon gift card that was $50, so that's $110. And then I got another $50 gift card that was $160. So I think I have $160 worth of gift cards. I think. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. I have about $160 worth of gift cards because I always try to stock up on the Amazon gift cards when they do like the lightning deal, when they're $40 for a $50 gift card. So you're already saving an extra 10 bucks. So I actually spent, I think, $80 on my $160 worth of gift cards because I got the $60 free from Fetch, and then I did the $40 gift card deals from Amazon. I always post those on my community tab or on my Instagram, so hopefully when I was sharing those, you guys were able to stock up for semi-annual sale. That was a long-winded first tip and trick. So like I said, make a budget and make a plan. And kind of the next 2 tips were make a wish list, go in with a plan and figure out what things you need. I will have another wish list and no buy list video coming out later in the week. And then again, kind of what I said already is to take an inventory of what you have to make sure you're not overbuying on things or making sure you're not buying duplicates of scents on accident. It's very easy to get carried away inside the store and you just see that big 75% off price point. And then they will have like price sheets in the store so you can like price check how much it's going to be for 75% off. And you might be like, oh my gosh, these wallflowers are only $1.98. Oh my gosh, I need to get a bunch. And then you get home and you're like, ooh, I don't have any room for these. So that's why I recommend taking an inventory, making a budget, and making a plan. My next tip, and this is probably one of the most important tips, and it might be a little controversial because this sale is starting on a Monday. So I know most people with regular day jobs, it is going to be impossible, but it is really important to shop early and shop on the first day. I will be at one of my local stores right when they open, because if you want like 75% off perfumes or 75% off candles, those are the things that are always first to go, or even the 75% off accessories. Those are the first things to go. And if you want to make sure you can get your hands on some of these things, I recommend going first thing in the morning or on your way home from work on that first day. My other tip and trick is to shop multiple stores. Each store has a different inventory. They get about the same products, but there are different inventories. So, for example, winter semi-annual sale 2 years ago, my husband and I, we went to the Woodfield Mall location and we were the first person in line. So we got there super early and they had one of the Halloween luminaries for 75% off. Okay, we're in the mall at Bath & Body Works. If you see the line before me, that's for Lush, and Lush is around the corner. But they have the Halloween luminary for 75% off. We were the first ones in line. We're getting that luminary, I hope. We're the first ones in line, so hopefully we can snag it. Throughout the entire semi-annual sale, I didn't see another picture, another video, or any of the locations I went to. I didn't see a single other Halloween luminary for 75% off. So each store has different stock. Some things might really sell well in store A, and then they didn't sell well in store B. So they have a ton of that product at store B and none at store A. So I recommend to going to different stores, especially if you live in like a more populated area like where I'm at. There are like 20 Bath and Body Works like in a 2-hour radius, so I definitely can shop a ton of different stores, and it's a lot of different stores that might have a lot of varying inventory. So that's my next tip, is try to shop multiple stores. Next, I usually am not someone who shops online because I think personally the sales are just better in store and it's easier to find like hidden gems in stores and things that aren't like readily available online. But you can shop online and check the website early in the morning. I know they like refresh the website at like I think 5 in the morning Central, something crazy like that. And that's where you're going to find most of these 75% off candles, and those do really go fast. So if you're someone that can't make it into store, I recommend getting up early in the morning pretty much every day during the summer semi-annual sale so you can get up and see if there were any new 75% off candles that were posted on the website. So definitely shop online and check the website early in the morning to see what new products are being added. But just know, sometimes with the online orders at Bath & Body Works, they could cancel them because they could have sold out. So just to be careful when you're placing orders online, and just know that in the back of your mind, just know that these orders might be canceled. I typically don't shop online during semi-annual sale because I like going in person and seeing what different products I can find. The next tip I have potentially is about price adjustments. I'm not someone who ever does price adjustments, but basically price adjustments are if you buy something for 50% off, you have like a 14-day period. If for some reason it goes down to 75% off, you can go in and get a price adjustment and get the money back for the difference. Now, I had seen some chatter from employees on the Bath & Body Works Reddit page saying that price adjustments are different now and they're not super lenient about price adjustments anymore. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I would check the receipts or ask an associate in the store if you're planning on doing a price adjustment, what the current rules are for the price adjustments, because a lot has changed in terms of like returning and price adjustments and stuff like that. So I would just double check and ask before you bank on a price adjustment. Something that I am not going to be following, but is something that I recommend for you guys. If there is something on the 50% off table that you're like, I have been eyeing this for so long, let's just say it's the Always and Forever perfume, and they have it for 50% off, and you've been eyeing it forever and you want it so bad, I personally would not wait for it to drop 75% off if it is an item that you're like, I have to have this. It's not worth saving an extra couple dollars, maybe an extra $5, $10 to wait for it to drop 75% off and then it's gone. Someone else bought it for 50% off and it doesn't make it to 75% off. So if it's something that you absolutely have to have or something you've had your eye on, I would just purchase it for that 50% off to hold myself accountable and not overbuy or buy things I don't necessarily need or pay more than I necessarily want to. I like to only shop the 75% off table, but if you're someone who wants to shop the 50% off table because it's something you absolutely need, definitely get it now and maybe you can price adjust it later. Another thing I have to say is you need to watch your calculations, because if that like front body care table that's $3.95 or $3.99, whatever it is going to be, that set price point, most of the time, because we're in the world of Bath and Body Works products being like $17, $18, a lot of the products on that $3.99 table are actually cheaper than 75% off. So in the past, it was like only shop the 75% off table, but now the set body care price table, those are usually cheaper than 75% off. Another thing about that set table in the front, and it's kind of annoying, but Bath and Body Works raises and lowers their prices. So like the first week, candles might be $10.95, and then the next week they'll be like $12.95. It's annoying and it's frustrating that Bath and Body Works does that. You would think Bath and Body Works only lowers the prices, but sometimes they raise them up. Like the products that start out at $3.99, they might go up to 75% off. They might even go up to 50% off. I don't really know like the pricing layout for the sale because I'm not an employee, so I don't have like the insight on that. But just from shopping the semi-annual sale for like 6 years at this point, that's kind of just like my knowledge that the prices will go up and down. My next tip is this sale is a marathon, not a sprint. Queen Bonnie at Queen of the Girl Geeks always says that this is a marathon and not a sprint. Bath and Body Works will price drop and change things throughout the duration of the sale. This isn't a one-day sale where it's like go spend all your money in one day. This is a multi-week sale, and a collection that starts out at 50% off for week 1 might drop down to 75% off for week 2. So if there are products that you're not like, oh, I really love this product, and if it's a product you're like, it's okay, I would have it at 75% off, but not 50% off, it's worth playing the long game to try to save an extra couple dollars on products you're not like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. So that is like my next tip is you have to go multiple times throughout the sale if your budget and time allows. Of course, I try to go pretty much every weekend, every week of the sale, and I try to shop multiple stores during the duration of the sale because they do price drops and the pricing changes, like I say. So one week the candles might be 50% off and then the next week they're 75% off. So I recommend going into stores as often as you can. But just remember, it does cost your time and your gas money to drive to these different stores. So my next tip, and probably one of my most important tips, is to follow Bath and Body Works content creators. There are so many amazing Bath and Body Works content creators here on YouTube and on Instagram. I'll always link them down in the description below of my tips and tricks videos. Go follow them, go comment, go support them, go subscribe to them, go follow and like them on Instagram, go follow Tessa's blog down in the description below as well. Us as content creators, we can waste our gas and our time to go to the store and be like, oh, no prices change. And I'll post that on my Instagram, and then you guys will be like, oh, well, I'm not going to waste my time, my gas, and my money to go see if anything cool is in store. But when I can do it, I'll post it, and then you won't have to waste any of your time or your gas money. So that's kind of my tips and tricks, and especially because last year during, I think, winter semi-annual sale, there was a couple candles that were on like the $10 table, and Leah from Leah Janae had posted, oh, these are actually ringing up 75% off. So I was able to get some 75% off candles because I didn't know they were 75% off, but Leah posted that they were. So I definitely recommend following Bath & Body Works content creators. You can find things that might not be marked at your store that are on sale. You can always go up to the nice associates, be very, very kind to them. They are working super hard to give us all a really great sale. Go up to them, ask them kindly, like, can you price check this, please? And then it might be 75% off. But if something at someone else's store is ringing up 75% off and it's not at your store, don't give the associates a hard time. Just be like, okay, sounds good, and then go put it back if you're not interested. But not only can you find hidden gems that you didn't know were 75% off, but you'll also save your time and your gas money from driving to the store and to potentially be disappointed because no price drops happen. So I definitely recommend checking out all the Bath & Body Works content creators. I'll have linked down in the description below. And the next tip is something I don't personally do because I have such a big stash, but semi-annual sale is a fantastic time to stock up on gifts. This is just a fantastic time to get soaps, candles, hand sanitizers, anything like that that you might need for like teacher gifts for next year. This is a great time to stock up on gifts for a very low amount of money. The next tip, I kind of already mentioned it earlier, not all products in the store are going to be on sale. The products on sale are going to be the ones that are below the big red signs with the price points. Next tip I have is make sure if you see something for 75% off on Instagram, definitely go try to price check it, but just be kind to the employees like I had already stated. I always make a list and then I start chatting to you guys and then I like already talk about half my list. Let's see here. Oh, this is the other super, super important tip and trick for semi-annual sale. Please, 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 please be nice to other shoppers and be nice to the employees. The employees are working so, so hard for us. So definitely be kind to all the employees because just know, I'm sure not everyone is kind to them, but kindness goes a long way. So definitely show all the employees some kindness and love during semi-annual sale. And also, if you pick something up from the 50% off table, make sure it goes back on the 50% off table because let's say I have this candle, it's 50% off and I go put it back on the 75% off table because I don't want to walk back to the 50% off table. Then the next person comes up, they go, oh my gosh, this candle's 75% off. They go up to the register, it's not 75% off. They're disappointed. They might get mad at the employees. So just to save like confrontation or people being mad or confused, I recommend and definitely please put your products back where you found them if you chose not to purchase them anymore, or maybe leave them like with the associates and they can put them back for you. But if you pick up something and you change your mind, make sure it goes back on the table where you found it. The next tip is kind of important as well. Semi-annual sale is only a good deal if you can afford it. This is something I've been adding to my tips and tricks. Like I think just last winter is when I started saying this, but try not to get in the fear of missing out. If you're like, oh my gosh, this candle is 75% off and it's only $6, I'm gonna buy it. But if that's only your last $6 for the week, that's probably not a great use of spending your money. And it's only a good deal if you can afford it and if you were able to budget into your bills. Your bills and taking care of yourself and providing food for your family is way more important than a Bath & Body Works fine fragrance mist. And there will always be the next semi-annual sale. So if you're someone that's like, unfortunately, I wasn't able to budget for the summer semi-annual sale this year because something came up, I had a car repair, and I just don't have that money this year for this sale, all you have to do is just wait 6 months for the winter semi-annual sale. And if you're someone watching this video who can't afford to shop the summer semi-annual sale, you could start saving now and have a really big budget for the winter semi-annual sale, not the winter summer semi-annual sale, the winter semi-annual sale. You could be like, I'm going to take $20 from each paycheck, put it in an envelope, and that's going to be my budget for winter. So this is only a good deal if you can afford it and if it is in your budget. My next tip is try not to keep up with the YouTubers. I know it's hard. Maybe if you see me hauling big and you're like, oh, I want to buy that many products. If you can't afford it or you don't have the space for it, try not to get in the FOMO and buying products like that. And full transparency here, I do make money on YouTube. I don't make a ton of money and it definitely doesn't pay the bills, but it does help give some money back in the products that I am purchasing, I could make anywhere to $5 to $125 per video. Most videos are on that like under $15 per video. So anytime you guys watch through the ads or you guys become a member, that means the absolute world to me, because YouTube definitely does not pay the bills. But I love doing YouTube, so any little kickback I can get, I appreciate it a ton. But there are YouTubers that this is like their full-time job. For me, it is not. But there are YouTubers and content creators that this is their full-time job. So try not to keep up with the YouTubers and buy a ton of product that you may or may not need or can't afford. The next thing, I always get a lot of questions about this, and yes, you can use coupons during the semi-annual sale. You can stack your coupons with the already great discounted prices. Unfortunately, haven't heard anything or seen anyone get coupons yet, because usually the paper mailers come out and we get these like a week before the sale starts. I can show you guys, I could talk about things like this says plus $10 off of 40, and on the back it says like summer sale exclusive, flashback fragrances, and it tells you some fragrances that are coming back. But because we're not getting paper coupons anymore, we don't really know what's going on with coupons. So let's cross our fingers and let's hope Bath & Body Works still gives us coupons. But if you happen to get a coupon, you can stack it with the everyday, like 75% off prices. You can't stack like multiple coupons in the same transaction. But if something is on the 50% off table and you have a 10 off 40, you can use those together. And then the last little tip I have is to make sure you're signed up for the Bath & Body Works rewards program, so you can earn points from your purchases and you can redeem for free products. Unfortunately, the new rewards program is kind of, but hey, it's a little kickback. It's definitely better than nothing. And if you're shopping a lot at semi-annual sale like I am, I definitely recommend checking out the Bath & Body Works rewards app. But that was everything for my summer semi-annual sale tips and tricks. I'm so sorry this video was so long-winded. It is not over yet. I did ask on my community tab if anyone had any tips and tricks. So let me get on my phone really quick. My second phone. I got a new phone and I was gonna like turn this one in, but I was like, you know what? I'll use it during my videos when I need to look up things instead of dragging my computer into here. So let me go to my community tab and shout out some of you guys who left some tips and tricks before we end today's video. We do have 6 tips and tricks. The first tip is coming from April. April says, if you have a big collection, go through everything. I always go through my body creams, especially, and make sure they're all still good. I also try not to purchase a lot of body creams because they don't last as long as the lotions. I like them better, but I can't go through them fast enough. Honestly, same. That is another really, really great tip. April, I agree. Definitely don't be stocking up on your body creams if you can't go through them fast enough, because they definitely go bad faster and they don't last as long as the lotions do. The next tip we have is from KMC, which is Kristen. Kristen said that remember that you can get price adjustments within 14 days since semi-annual sale prices fluctuate. Great tip as well. My friend Lori from Low Inspired Living says, semi-annual sale is a great time to stock up on gifts for others, so factor that in as well. Yup, that is a great tip, Lori. Put that in your budget and make sure you get gifts for people. Like if you're like, oh my gosh, my sister's birthday is coming up and she loves this candle and you find it for 75% off, there you go, you've got a cheap birthday gift. Next, we have a tip from Monica, and Monica says, go to different stores and try to go when your store first opens. Those are some great tips as well. Next, I believe we have Lexi. It says, don't just go one day and be done. If you want variety, go at least once a week, because we're always putting out new product and they sometimes send us more and new things in shipment. I'm assuming Lexi is an employee. I hope that's your actual name. Just reading off your little username that YouTube shows. So obviously Lexi's an employee, and they are even saying that go multiple times throughout the sale because they get new shipments and the prices do fluctuate. So that is a great tip. My next tip is from Tia Marie, and they say go to multiple stores day one if you can. Go throughout the sale, not just day one. Hand soaps and wallflowers don't usually go 75% off until the end. Look in the 10.95 candle pile, because sometimes 75% off candles are mixed in. Check Reddit, Instagram, all those kind of things to see if other people are finding 75% off stuff that might not be correctly on the tables. Check the website at 5 a.m. Central or 6 a.m. Eastern daily if you're trying to get 75% off candles online. And remember, BOPUS, which I didn't talk about this, so great job bringing this up. Buy online, pick up in store. There's a high likelihood that your orders are going to get canceled because the stock varies and things, like 10 people might have placed a BOPUS order before you and then it sells out, and then some things don't always show up on BOPUS either. So I recommend going into store. Let me check my video and see if there were any comments on my actual video that I also mentioned it in. Let me see here. Okay, so the next tip we have is from Addison, and they say, something I do at every SAS, semi-annual sale, also means SAS, every year. I only have a budget of $30 each time I go, so I don't spend too much. That is another great tip. Like I had said earlier, make sure you make a budget. But that is all for my summer semi-annual sale tips and tricks. I'm so sorry this video was so long. I just love chatting with you guys, and I want to make sure you guys have the best summer semi-annual sale possible. So I take the time to curate these tips and tricks for you guys so you guys are prepared for Monday, June 16th. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Let me know what are your tips and tricks. Let me know what your plan is for the summer semi-annual sale. And let me know if you're excited to shop the Bath & Body Works summer semi-annual sale. And if you like seeing my face, Bath & Body Works, fragrance, or lifestyle content, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button because it's free to you. Helps me out so very much. And you guys can always change your mind later. Thanks again, you guys, for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!